Well, this is a project that I've been working on the last few days. What I've done is I've taken one of the clock modules that our club uses, that seems to be all over in our club, and what I've done is stripped it out of its original case and put it inside of a case, another case that I bought, a bigger case, added in a little microcontroller card with a GPS module plugged into it, and a larger battery so I can get longer battery life with it. So let me show you what this is all about. Put it together, I'll turn it on. So I've got a GPS antenna here, and as the GPS signal is acquired, it gives out a 1 pulse per second signal out of it that's synchronized to UTC. And its published accuracy is roughly 40 nanoseconds, way more accurate than what we need. The microcontroller I have in here allows me to really time things to about a millisecond, plus or minus a millisecond, which is, again, a thousandth of a second is way more accurate than what we need. And so what I've done is, once I get a good GPS lock, I've acquired the time of day, and I convert that into the Pacific Daylight Time or Pacific Standard Time, and send the signal out through a switch connected into the input into the timer clock module. So now that this 1 pulse per second signal is blinking at me, I know that I've got a good GPS lock. So the next thing I do is I press the sync button, and it translates that signal, transfers it over, loads the time of day into the clock module. So now the clock module is synchronized pretty much very close to what the WWV signal is. This signal is from the satellite. It's accurate, I say, at 40 nanoseconds anywhere in the world, but the signal coming that we get through our little radio receivers for WWV, that's about 6 milliseconds late, 6/1000th of a second. So this is a little bit off, but still, we're well within our accuracy. And I'm also feeding the signal back out of the clock module into the controller. And I've run some tests, and it looks like when I set this, and I'm also connected in and timing when I press the hold button, and it looks like I'm approximately 5/100ths of a second is approximately the accuracy that or the limits of the accuracy that I get. So that all looks pretty good at this point. So this unit gives me the ability to set the clock without having to set it to the time and synchronize it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward way of doing it. And so what I'm looking for is, at this point, is whether or not some features make sense to do to it. One of the ones I'm considering is putting in an audio tone that beeps with the top of the second. That seems to be pretty, for me anyways, it's a lot easier setting the time if I have that audio signal. So other competitors can set the time. Of course, this thing has the typical connector in the back that can be used to set other clock modules for the time checkpoint crews, or other competitors can set their computers or clocks to it. So I didn't do away with any features of the original clock, but that's it. And the other thing I could potentially add, although I'm not really sure it's necessary, is I have this extra LED, and I planned on comparing the signal coming back from the clock with what's from the GPS, and light this LED if the time's ever off by some tolerance. But I'm not sure when I want to do that. But I'm interested in what the rest of you think. Let me know if you think this is a useful device, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.